Welcome to Healthy Cleveland. I'm Dana Clark. The World Health Organization recently reported that 12% of the entire population of this planet is obese. They also reported that a third of the population, almost a third, is overweight. A healthy consciousness is sweeping Cleveland, and we've got more to tell you about that later. Over the last couple of years, I've found that living a raw food-based diet has helped me lose weight and helped me live healthier, and that's why I use the Vitamix. Unlike juicing, the Vitamix does not leave a bunch of pulp to clean up. It actually juices everything. It keeps in all of the nutrients. Drinks, soups, smoothies, dips, even healthy pancake mixes are just a few of the uses that I've had with the Vitamix. I highly recommend it. Vitamix is an 80-year-old company practically right here in Cleveland's backyard. They make a wonderful blender that actually purees your food and keeps all the nutrients right there in every meal you make. To get your Vitamix shipped free, you can go to healthycleveland.com and click on the raw food link. Hope you can check it out. Thanks for watching Healthy Cleveland. My guest tonight is Robin Stone. Robin is a 10-year, at least, Cleveland music veteran, singer, songwriter from Solon. Her talents bring more than a decade of performing and recording locally and nationally, winning Best Vocalist from Cleveland Scene magazine. She also won Best Folk Artist awards from Cleveland Scene. She's overcome and continues to fight battles that cause her to have what I call a superhuman awareness of what she can and cannot eat. I met Robin at the Guitar Center in about 1998 or 99, and immediately I recognized a poise about her as an artist with, I believe, to be a deep profoundness to the statement that she makes as a musician and a songwriter. Welcome, Robin, to Healthy Cleveland. How are you feeling?
I'm hanging in there tonight. I'm hanging in there. How are you?
All right. Excellent. You know, thanks for being here to share your story with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I met you when you were recording My Heart.
Yes.
And I remember getting that demo. I listened to that a lot. And prior to that, you just released your first release or your first album. But I'm curious, where did this all start for you as far as the songwriting and playing? Well,
I mean, the easiest answer is I studied cello when I was super, super young and played for years and just loved the instrument. Had an injury in my hand that made it difficult, and wrote a lot of poetry. And just kind of as a coping mechanism for growing up in a typical chaotic, broken home. Went off to college and started to pick up guitar and some other instruments, and slowly that poetry kind of turned into songwriting, and the rest is kind of history. I decided that, I mean, I kind of knew from the womb that I was musical and wanted to depart some kind of a message to the world. I wasn't sure exactly how that would be musically, but it ended up being songwriting, so it was I didn't have to choose it, it chose me, so it was a very easy path from that perspective, but difficult path, as anybody else knows who chooses music. So,
how did you end up getting a guitar put in your hand? Did somebody influence you there?
My brother and sister played just recreationally as I was growing up, and I just wasn't really truly interested in the instrument. And when I got to college, you know, college is a new world, and everybody played something, and a lot of people played guitar, and I just kind of sat and watched and learned and met people that I respected that played jazz guitar and studied jazz guitar at Bowling Green. That's where I went, and I just started to watch and learn, and that's how I taught myself. I'm self-taught on everything except for cello.
Wow. You know, I thought it was fascinating that you shared on your blog, your health blog, you even called it, all of the things that you've gone through, you know, for the last several years.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I know that from reading that I think it was 2008 when you had your throat problems. That was kind of what started it all for you?
It did, yeah. I had a couple of severe colds back to back, and just had a hoarseness that I kept singing through because I was singing constantly. I mean, I did probably 150 shows a year at that point. And my friends finally tackled me a few months later and said, listen, you're not getting better, you need to go get this looked at. So I kind of had to face the music on that, and started a very long process of testing at Cleveland Clinic with ENTs and really awful tests that I won't get into here. But
well, let's go back a little bit before that. I'm curious, in the early 2000s, were you performing a lot when
Yes.
you were recording your first few releases?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And what was your lifestyle like?
Well, I mean, I was an athlete growing up, so I always felt like I was very healthy. You know, I mean, for the knowledge that I had about what eating healthy was, which is not, you know, was not something that which was at your fingertips. You just kind of listen to what people say. Oh, well, this food gives you energy, or if you're an athlete, eat a ton of carbs. And so I didn't necessarily eat poorly. I didn't eat, you know, fast food and things like that. However, I still wasn't making the best choices for myself. So, do I think that my illness was food related or food caused? Not necessarily, but it's certainly a huge component of it, yes. So I wouldn't say I was eating terribly, but I've changed my diet drastically. And so it's kind of like, well, I guess it depends on how you define eating poorly and eating well. And I think that's what a lot of people don't know, which is why you're here.
Were you performing a lot during that time before?
Yeah, I was touring all over the country, yeah.
So what was the outcome for it was a tumor?
It was a tumor, yeah.
How did they find, was it surgery? Did it come to surgery to get that?
No, they did lots of different scopes and different things. And once they found the tumor, they discovered that it was in an odd place on the vocal cord, in which, beget more and more tests. And that's when, about 10 months later, I was diagnosed with a very rare autoimmune disease. And the Cleveland Clinic said, well, there's no cure for you, so we're just going to give you some medication. And I said, well, why would I take medication? If there's no cure, why would I do that, And they just looked at me with blank stares and said, well, why would you not? So, that's when I kind of felt like it was, the big veil of business that comes down between you and your doctor. And we didn't see eye to eye on that. They called it Sjogren's syndrome, which, I believe the autoimmune is just a name for something that they have no clue what it's caused by, what it does. They have no idea what it is.
Were they prescribing medications during that time?
No. Steroids I had to take, yeah, because I had such inflamed and raw cords, also from acid reflux, which I never knew I had, because I didn't know how to identify it. The symptoms are very different, and you might not have heartburn, you might not even have pain, you just have different things. It was clearing my throat constantly, and people had brought that to my attention too, and I just didn't really think much about it. So yes, I did take steroids, and I took proton pump inhibitors, which in the short term was helpful. Would I, tell people to take them? No, you're never supposed to take them long term, which they prescribe that a lot for different types of autoimmune, and certainly people who have acid reflux take proton pump inhibitors constantly, and that's not what they're made for. They're made to shut off the stomach from creating acid, so that when you stop taking them, which is supposed to be about 3 months from when you start, that your stomach kind of resets itself and starts to work properly. That's what those were designed for. But hospitals make a lot of money by keep writing the scripts. So
during that initial time, were you changing your diet at all, or were you basically kind of doing the same thing you'd always done and taking the medications?
At that point, yes, a little bit, because I had already been going to an alternative clinic. I went to them. I kind of went to them, and then when I found out it was a tumor, I stopped going just because I wanted to figure out what was going on. And once we figured out what it was, then I went back, and that's basically the rest of the story. So, did I change my diet? Yeah, I probably eliminated things that I thought would flare an acid reflux, which vinegar or sugar or carbs really was what was causing most of my problems.
So was this when voice rest started? Or?
Yes. Yep. In the summer of 2008, I couldn't talk at all for about a month.
Okay, but now you have to do, periodically, you have to take a day off of talking or
absolutely,
singing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it once every couple of weeks, or?
It really depends on what I have. I go in and get tested about every 2 weeks to every 4 weeks, just to see if I've picked up a new virus, bacteria, pathogen, whatever. The tumor, subsequently, by changing my diet and taking just some homeopathic remedies, has completely been reabsorbed by my body. And they said, if we take it out, you'll never sing again, your career will be over. So that's a pretty amazing, result.
Wow.
So it does not affect my throat. There are other factors that are making me hoarse. That's on and off.
Did you start singing young? When you were young?
Never sang until I was in college.
So you started playing guitar, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
That's when you started writing?
Yeah, songs, yeah.
And I'm really curious when you're going through all of this, how does it affect your writing? How does it affect you as an artist as far as what you're putting out there?
Oh gosh, I think every artist would evolve in what they're writing. I mean, whether you write love material, whether you write material that's about evolving, or whether you write material that's just what you see in the world. I mean, it should constantly change anyway. But I think my first couple of works were more centered on some of the things that I dealt with as a child. And then going through the health thing was kind of, it wasn't easy, but it was kind of like, well, I've been through a lot, so this can't be, any more difficult. So I tended to write a little bit more positive stuff, like more looking forward to getting through something, whereas I was writing about the past before. So that certainly changed, my perspective and my writing style and, all kinds of things, so.
Do you think that writing in that way, as opposed to about your illnesses, kind of uplifted you and helped you with, getting through it day to day?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think there are certainly some songs that are more about perseverance, and so when you sing them and you have to listen to them back to you, certainly, yeah, the energy is different. And although the other songs are very healing, this is like very, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of, like you said, lifts you up or kind of gives you the strength to kind of persevere and go on. And
Find some fulfillment.
yeah.
Have you ever wanted to give up?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, when I was sitting in a room with cancer patients twice a week and getting IVs and, you know, watching some people walk out and some people not walk out. When I was at my lightest weight, which was just because I just couldn't keep any weight on, that was tough. You know, it's very, very hard to be on the other end of the weight scale. And I don't think a lot of people really understand how difficult that is. It's, you know, there's kind of that red line that you cross where you don't know if you're going to make a comeback from that. And I was getting very close. So, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of times where it was difficult. And that may have been for a day at a time, a week at a time. It was never where, you know, I was like, oh, I can't, you know, I just can't go on. And it lasted for months. But the difficulties lasted for months and months and months at a time, if not years at a time. I mean, there's a point in the last 4 years where a year and a half was just constantly hard. I couldn't even get out of bed. I had, you know, all 3 Epstein bars, which is mono, at the same time, and I just couldn't do anything. On top of that, you know, I had lots of other things going on. So yeah, it was definitely difficult at times.
So, you know, I was watching a show not too long ago. You ever heard of Ray Kurzweil?
Yes, I've heard the name.
Kurzweil invented the keyboard, the Kurzweil piano,
Right.
electric piano, way back, and he was on a show called I've Got a Secret, and it's probably from 1962 or 3, early 60s, and he built a computer, and that was probably the size of this desk, if not bigger, right? And he played this thing on the piano, and the goal of the show was for them to try to guess what his secret was. And the first lady says, well, did you write that piece of music? And he said, no, that's not the secret. And the next guy says, was that piece of music played by a computer? And it was. And so this was in the early 60s. And that's how he kind of made his claim to fame. Well, after college, he started to he got into different corporations. He worked for the Department of Defense. And he predicts the future of technology. And one of the things that he's predicted is immortality. And as he's speaking about this, he talks about all of these supplements that he takes, and he has 200 supplements that he takes a day. And his goal is kind of on the other end of it. It's not to keep from being sick. It's to not get sick, obviously, but it is in a way, but it's also to live forever. He really believes that if he can live long enough, that the technology will enable to be able to do things, obviously become part of his body and
Right.
not so it won't break down and die. And I noticed you brought some stuff with you today because I started taking supplements too.
Yeah.
And you know, thinking, okay, well, maybe I can prolong my life and age slower.
Yeah.
But obviously, you've got some stuff over there that's probably for a little bit different reasons.
Yes.
I've got a feeling. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, these are, oh, yeah, okay, they're on the camera now. This is just a bunch of different things. First of all, when I went to the alternative clinic, there's very simple homeopathic, you know, theories that where if you give the body the same thing from an outside source, your body is able to dispel what's inside of you. And that's wrapped around frequencies, which is actually cool since we're talking about music, because literally every single thing on the planet is made out of music. I mean, it's made out of a frequency, from this, you know, board to the cells in your body to water droplets. I mean, everything.
Have you read the Cosmic Octave?
No, but
That's
I have
kind of what
read
it
the
sounds
Yoga
like
of
you're
Sound.
speaking of. Okay, interesting.
But yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
it's true. I mean, every single thing you can measure the exact frequency that it sends out, and so you can do that for what a virus sends out. You can do that for bacteria. You can do that for a parasite. You can do that for a fungus. You can do that for anything that could get into the body that could harm it. Now, there's lots of things that you get into your body every day, but you know, your body has all these abilities to fight it off. And obviously, we use all the things that we take from the earth and put in our body to help us do that. When you get to the point where you can't do that, this technology comes in very handy. So that's what these are for. This is just basically a bottle of water and a couple other key ingredients, and then it is basically infused with or imprinted with a frequency that takes care of a certain bacteria. This one is for parasites, and these are all imprinted with however many parasites I have right now. So there may be 6 or 12 different types of frequencies in this bottle that I just take a couple of drops with water.
So it's not vitamins?
Not these particular ones, no.
Okay.
This one's for fungus. These are different herbs that help support the body while you're trying to detoxify from these certain pathogens. So these particular ones are just for different things in the respiratory system. Graviola is good for the throat, the thyroid, which I'm having some issues with right now. Here's a lymph vascular drainage helper, some other stuff. This is for the parathyroid. It's, some of them come in capsules, some of them are in liquids. Again, helps to support the systems where those bacteria or virus might be affecting you. Protease is something everybody should take. This is basically a digestive supplement. It's like an enzyme. And there are many different kinds. They've come up with all different kinds now where they don't have to be refrigerated, which I think a couple years ago you had to have it in the refrigerator and take it at a certain time. And these are amazing. They basically replace the enzymes that are missing from soil to help you digest. So if you take nothing else in your life, you should take this every day. This is just one certain kind, but there are many. This is a great natural supplement for joints. So if you have any kind of joint problems or arthritis, MSM is really awesome. I just happen to have that, so I brought it. There's a lot of oils that are also fantastic. Just in general, oregano oil is automatically antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. So if you have a cold, go out and get something that's a pure oregano oil. It's not cheap, but you only need a couple drops. You can put it in water, you can just put it right in your mouth. It's very bitter, but it's an acquired taste. So I just brought that because I always keep this on hand. So there's a few things that I always have around, and this is not all the stuff I'm taking. I just put whatever could fit in the bag for now.
And this is
but
all
these change for me every month. Yeah, and this is all
for a homeopathic doctor
right.
that you go to.
Right.
Who do you go to?
Her name is Sandra Judson, and her business is called Alternative Health Solutions. She's actually right in South Russell, and she basically tests people using a machine called Acera, which tests the frequencies. It's basically the theory of the meridian QRA, which is all the acupuncture points in the body that emit a certain frequency, which is why they stick those needles there to stimulate the body in those areas. Well, this reads frequencies. It's non-invasive, and it tells you what systems are not doing well. It diagnoses you down to the nth, whatever you want to find that's going on in there, and it also it also prescribes. So it will prescribe all these things down to the drop or how many pills you need per day and how often. It's very amazing.
Does she also, I guess, diagnose what things you're allergic to, or is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, it diagnoses food allergies and all that kind of stuff, which, of course, you and I have talked about a lot.
When we were talking about, what we were going to eat for the end of the show, I was like, oh no, I can't have this, I can't have that. And I'm really looking forward to trying almond milk.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing the soy.
Yeah, almond milk is definitely better for you.
Excellent. So you've got a new project going on.
I do.
Called Dirty Little Rock Stars.
It's so much fun.
How did that come about?
That's actually a long story. I'll make it short because I've had my solo career for almost 20 years now, and never thought of doing cover music. Never wanted to be involved. And my cousins, who lived in LA for many years, 12 years, moved back to Ohio. And my cousin's husband never lived in Ohio, but he's the bass player from Tuff, Tuff, which is a pretty famous 80s, 90s glam band. And he got into a cover band just to start doing some work as he got back. And the singer of that band had this brilliant, brainchild about Dirty Little Rock Stars, which was a way to make cover bands more unique and more like a show and more like Broadway, and wanted to be able to impersonate and dress up exactly as the characters and come out and do like suites of songs. So you actually come out and perform the character, and then, so he wanted a girl singer to pull this off, and they had begged me for some time, and I said, no, I don't want to do it, And once I tried it, I swallowed the pill, and it's been fantastic, and it's just exploded.
You look like you're having a blast in the video.
And it's really stretched me as an artist and a singer, just have to learn other songs and figure out how they arranged and how they write and how they sing and how they choose their melodies. And so it's actually been a paid education. Well,
forgive me for not seeing it yet, but what roles do you play?
Oh gosh, I do Pink, I do Pat Benatar, I do Joan Jett, I do Gwen Stefani, I do a Lady Gaga Madonna suite where I literally change into Madonna in the middle of the song.
Oh, wow.
And I think I'm going to try to conquer Michael Jackson next because I think I can pull it off. So
you're going to do the Michael part.
Michael Jackson, yeah.
That'll be sweet.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that. Well, we're going to watch a video here in a couple of minutes, and I really do appreciate you sharing the homeopathic medicines.
Absolutely.
I think that's phenomenal, and that's actually very, very new to me, and that wasn't what I expected. So I really appreciate that. Very cool.
Sure.
And how you're getting better, and this is obviously helping you. You look great.
Thank you. It is helping me. I did that. I did the IVs. I did the infrared saunas, and what else am I doing? Diet, drastically. I had a horrible candida problem because, I don't know if you know this or not, but when you have autoimmune, the normal bacteria in your stomach just outgrows itself and it literally eats you. So I had holes in my intestines, and everything that I ate immediately went into my bloodstream and poisoned me. So I was confused all the time, and it was it was crazy.
Well, I tell you what, let's do this. Let's watch the video for
Yeah,
Dirty
okay.
Little Rock Stars, and
I'm getting ahead of
when
you.
we get back, I want to hear you play. You brought your guitar.
I did.
Awesome. And after that, we'll have a meal together.
Okay.
All right. And I've got some more questions for you about the IVs and that.
Oh, great, sure.
So excellent. We're going to switch over to a video now. This is the promo video for Robin and Dirty Little Rock Stars.
She won't sit and beg. When I'm tired and lonely, sees me too big. And I said, well, set you free and brought you to me, babe. What set you free? I need to hear from me. Oh, because
so what? I'm still a rock star. I got my rock moves, and I don't need you. And guess what? I'm having more fun. And now that we're done, I'm gonna show you tonight. I'm alright. I'm just fine. And you're a two, so what? I am a rock star. I got my rock moves, and I don't want you to know what. I am a rock star. I got my rock moves, and I don't want you tonight. No, 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 no. And I don't want you tonight. You weren't there. I'm gonna show you tonight. I'm alright. I'm just fine. And you're a two, so what? I am a rock star. I got my rock moves, and I don't want you tonight. I don't want you tonight. I don't want you tonight.
User-friendly and ready to serve. morningshowcentral.com.
The Radio Network weather is brought to you by GeoWeather and GeoWeather.com, Ohio's home for weather. Another warm and sunny day outdoors with temperatures well into the 80s this afternoon. For the rest of the evening, we'll have a very slight chance for a brief shower or storm. Otherwise, we'll clear out as lows drop to the lower 60s. We'll be warm again tomorrow with highs near 85 and mostly sunny skies. Memorial Day weekend is still looking to be hot. We may have to dodge a few afternoon showers and storms on Saturday. Now we'll hit the upper 80s on Saturday, while Sunday and Monday will just be downright hot with mostly sunny skies, and a high of 91 on Sunday and 92 on Memorial Day. From the MSC Radio Network and GeoWeather.com, I'm forecaster Mark Spencer.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. morningshowcentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to guitarcenter.com. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web. LifestyleLimousineService.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. Become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC. And you know what saved them? Rectiphy backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectiphy backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectiphy can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe the Printer Guy!
Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com. Or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
All right, welcome back to A Healthy Cleveland. This is Robin Stone playing I Guess from her album My Heart. Take it away, Robin.
My stomach is so hungry, it's gonna eat itself. You know I hate it when you put our two souls on the shelf. Well, I'll call, no really, I'll keep in touch. If you would just answer the phone when it's me, if you would just give me that much. I said, give me that much. Keep it in touch. Well, you know this is not about me, because I'm in this for you. But you only have what you can give, so what else can I do for you? Yeah. You know I love it when I'm lost on your list. Maybe you thought they said ignorance was best on this. It doesn't really matter anymore. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't really matter anymore. I guess gave you my soul, and I don't want it back. Maybe it'll help you with some of the habits you lack, because you know life is too short to be busy and late. Yeah, you're gonna have to learn to cope with the choices you make. Yeah, with the choices you make, even your own mistakes. Yeah, yeah. You know I love it when I'm left on your list. Or maybe you thought they said ignorance was best or bliss. It doesn't really matter anymore, I guess. It doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't really matter anymore. I guess when all you want is want. When all you want is want. When all you want is want, is want, is want, is want, is want, is want, is want.
All right. Wonderful job. Sounds great. Just mics real quick. Thank you. All right. This is my favorite part of the show, Robin.
The part where you get to eat.
The part where you get to eat. I'm hungry. You know, it's funny because I mentioned it as you know, being a meal, and people are probably watching and go, oh, wait, they're making a smoothie. It's not a meal. And
It is
but I've learned recently how to get creative with this thing, and it's kind of rubbing off on my daughter as well. The other day, she texted me, "Oh, I made kale and strawberry," and then she got me hooked on that. And I'm like, kale and strawberry? It doesn't sound like it would be good, but I've been eating more kale with all of the different recipes that I have, and I like spinach too. But so you're not allergic to anything we're gonna do kale, strawberry,
That's fine.
an apple, and some almond milk. All right, so let's bring this baby right over here for me.
okay.
Put this right up, and let me open this real quick. That's right.
Did you get one of these for my birthday? Because you know.
Got to make sure we don't spill it in Chris's mixer. All right. They'll make me have to pay for that, and then I might have to finish the show. That wouldn't be good. For your what? For your birthday? Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank
You just
you.
had a birthday.
I
I'm
sure
not going
did.
to ask how old you are. You're like 29.
I'm 40.
Wow.
Yep.
No kidding. Congratulations.
Going strong.
All
Can't
right.
believe I just said that on TV.
So, I'm going to make some for everybody. Is everybody going to have some? Sherry, you're going to have some too, right? Sure. She's like, no way. We got some almond milk now. I haven't had this before. Is this sweet, or has it got a sweetness to it?
If you buy just the regular, it has a sweetness to it just kind of by itself. They do have a vanilla almond milk, but I'm a bigger fan of the regular.
I was looking for vanilla because I do vanilla soy milk
do.
all the time.
Yeah.
All right,
I've
excellent.
actually not seen Silk's brand, but hey.
All right, excellent. All right, well, hopefully it's good. All right,
sure
so
it is.
I've got the strawberries. We can dump that in there. We can dump the kale in there.
Oh, I can dump.
And
I can't cook, but I can dump. I'm a Gemini, so I stay away from the kitchen. But I could definitely use one of these.
now I like doing them with ice because it makes it like a milkshake.
Right, a little
You know
frothy.
what I mean? And
Right. Should have put the heavy stuff on the top.
it won't matter.
Right,
it
it's
won't matter.
Vitamix,
We'll
right?
just shove it
The
all down
Vitamix
in
doesn't
there.
care.
It's funny. I was watching these videos on YouTube of watching these people burn up mixers and putting whole oranges inside the mixer to see how long. I'm like, man, I'm never going to blend a whole orange. You're supposed to peel it, by the way. but put the whole apple in there. I just cut it up a couple of times. The whole kale leaf in there, and it's really actually not that noisy either. Have you used a
find out.
Vitamix before?
I don't think I have.
Just kind of like
I've
blare
seen
through
them
the
before,
studio
but-
mics. So I'm going to start it on.
Yeah.
Just flip it on here on the low power. And take this, give it a little push, and then I'm going to put some ice in it. I'm going to get one more cup of ice, and you'd be surprised. We're almost done. A little more of that. Uh-oh. Knock a piece of ice, Chris. This is a green smoothie. I do it for about 45 seconds. Now, with your diet, what you're doing now and doing the homeopathic stuff, do you eat a lot of raw food?
I do.
You do?
As much as I possibly can.
And you just kind of like eat a carrot, and
I'll just grab a
Piece of celery,
tray full of
grab a piece of
vegetables,
celery.
Yeah, occasionally we'll do stuff like this, but or we'll like just boil it for steam it just for a couple minutes and then throw it in there.
The other day, I made a hot soup right in this. Did not put it in the oven. Did not ever put it on the stove. 7 minutes. I just put this thing on high,
Really?
and it came out steaming, smoking. Put it in a bowl and ate hot soup
So it makes
right
it
out of the
hot if you
bottom.
do it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And which kind of. I think we're looking good there. Are you ready to try this? Are you scared?
No.
All right. Let me get my cup here. I won't drip anything. Now, I'm curious too. You started to mention earlier, and I had to cut you off. But when you were on IVs, well, let me go back a little bit. I read that about how you had the issue with the red blood cells not getting oxygen to the cells in your body.
Yeah, it's many different.
Is that what you had to do IVs? I feel like
No.
I specifically read something about being on IVs after that, but.
Yeah, for that I was too. And the different types of IVs are basically really, really heavy doses of vitamin C, which does cure cancer. They won't tell you that because they can't patent it. But it does work. It actually works very similar to the way that chemo works, except that vitamin C is not going to damage your body in the process. So, chemo works like it fools the cancer cells into thinking that it's sugar, so that they take it in and they can kill that cell, but it also kills lots and lots and lots of good cells. So vitamin C in really heavy doses does the same thing, but it also has a host of other good purposes. Sodium bicarb also has been known intravenously to really push oxygen into like the deepest parts of the tissues of the bodies, into the bone marrow where it can't normally get. And that's also a very, oxygenating kind of cancer preventative, cancer curing kind of a thing. Hydrogen peroxide, believe it or not, intravenously oxygenates the blood, really helps it. Like you said, those red blood cells deliver that oxygen to the, it oxygenates the blood artificially, because obviously the only other way you can do it is by breathing
Right.
or eating. So,
Right.
and then really heavy mineral IVs, and then also different types of chelation, because I also had heavy metal poisoning from various things in my past, and a couple cavities as a teenager, and never went to a dentist again. And
I'm not sure if I can even pronounce it right, but the amalgam or
yeah,
fillings, did I pronounce it right? Amalgam fillings? And you had those removed.
I did all of yep.
So
I mean, every time
what do they replace it with? Porcelain?
I got some kind of a composite that's supposed to be safe, but I'm sure there's things in that aren't good either. But the metal is detrimental over time. I mean, every time you drink something hot or cold, every time you bite down, you're releasing mercury, and it never goes away. I mean, it never runs out. So every time you do that, you're putting mercury in your system just without knowing it.
Do you feel like your body may have been more sensitive to that? Or?
Certainly, when you're autoimmune, everything's more sensitive.
Gotcha.
Which is where I mean,
Gotcha.
I never had allergies growing up, and now they come and go and change. And
Little D, come grab this. Take one to Chris. And give one to Sherry. Here. I'm going to try that. See what you guys think. All right. This is a green smoothie. Cheers.
Cheers.
Robin. I like to drink it like a milkshake. I like,
good.
I was watching this other video. This lady has a jelly bag, and she's like pouring this, like after she makes this into a jelly bag and like squeezing out all this juice. I'm like, no, you're wasting it,
Yeah.
I used to, when I first started detoxing and before I started losing weight, I had a different juicer, and we would literally scrape out all of the pulp. We'd put it in bags, we'd freeze it, and make bread with it.
oh,
And because I didn't want to waste all that food, I felt like I was wasting it.
Right. You're throwing it into your organic garden, right?
Sure. Which you also mentioned you grow your own food.
I do.
You have a garden, and obviously this is seasonal.
Right.
So you can.
I have a friend that does. We normally just eat it all. I mean, certainly there's years where there's bumper crops and you just can't possibly eat it all, but we give a lot of it away. And if it's a bumper year for tomatoes or whatever, we'll just give a lot to neighbors and friends and stuff. But and believe me when I say I do not do all this stuff. I have tons of help from some friends who moved in to my house when I was at my worst and really couldn't do anything, and they really kind of pioneer all this stuff for me. So I don't want to give anybody the illusion that I'm out there in the garden, because
That's what I was picturing.
I mean, I am. I help plant it, and I help kind of but they're really in there daily and making sure that all those plants are happy, and they really they help me out tremendously, and they make a lot of my food, because like I mentioned, I'm not really good in the.
What do you grow? What do you grow there?
Oh my gosh, broccoli, tomatoes, all different kinds of squashes. We have a whole corner that's all dedicated to herbs, so anything from chives to rosemary to parsley to sage to basil. I mean, anything you can think of that you can pluck and eat. We've grown stevia, which is basically the only natural sugar sweetener that will not kill you. We've grown Brussels sprouts. We've grown lots of different lettuces and kales and romaines, and I mean, just tons of different. We just sprinkle all the lettuce seeds and let them kind of do what they're going to do. What else? Cucumbers, peas, like pea pods and beans, and I mean, anything that does well in this climate, we throw it in there and give it a chance. So.
What kind of stuff do you find yourself getting at the grocery store then? You obviously still do some shopping at the grocery store.
I hate the grocery store. I have to admit it. That's one of my least favorite stores on the planet. But again, just heavy vegetables. And are we allowed to say where we shop? Okay. Well, because some places you can't. One of my roommates works at Mustard Seed, and I'm a big fan of Mustard Seed, and of course it's right down the street from me, so it's really easy. She brings home, and if we do, I eat a lot of fish, and I still eat meat and stuff like that. It's the bread and the wheat and the vinegar and sugar. I can't do any of that. So
Gotcha.
Anything that has anything fermented in it, or really grain in general, I can eat very few grains, so I just don't really bother. I eat a little bit of rice every now and again, but rice is kind of pointless. And I eat a little bit of quinoa. But I don't eat any other type of grain. Quinoa, it's a really healthy grain. It's it looks like really small couscous. It looks like almost like a seed, but it's just a little grain. You just boil it up in water, and I mean you could put things in it too. We make like a salad with it. Chop up tomatoes and maybe like celery and cucumbers, and put a little olive oil and salt and pepper, and make a little quinoa salad. Some onions or whatever. So yeah, and so we eat, but luckily we can get a lot of organic stuff at Mustard Seed. So if we're going to eat, I'll do bison or something organic. I do ostrich, elk, anything that's a little more exotic, because it helps keep my allergies away. Because my body gets used to something. If I eat eggs every day, I'll develop an allergy to eggs, and I love eggs, so I wouldn't want to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that part of being, and I'm not clear on this, I'm sorry, but when you're autoimmune, that's how you get different allergies of different things by
Yeah, that and the
depending on
candida.
how much levels of certain toxins rise in your body?
Yeah, I don't know the absolute scientific. I just know that the candida bacteria is super smart. So even though it's taken me 3 years, but I've actually gotten that down. I've gotten it under control as long as I don't feed it what it really likes, which is yeast, vinegar, and sugar. But it still seems to kind of develop an allergy to things that I put in my body often. And I guess, I don't know, as humans, I mean, animals eat the same food every day and they don't get allergies, but we kind of have to rotate what we eat. And especially if we eat foods that are high in acids, which is all meat, all dairy, all that kind of stuff, it's very high in acid. And if your body's pH moves to, over to acid from alkaline, then you're opening yourself up to all kinds of diseases, which that's where the raw foods diet comes from. It keeps your body's pH alkaline, and those things like cancer and like diabetes and all those other diseases and pathogens cannot grow in an atmosphere that's alkaline, which is pretty amazing, which means you do have the control to basically control your health and control how you live. So your friend you were talking about, not your friend, but the guy you were talking about, who wants to be immortal, it essentially is possible.
By just keeping good stuff in your body as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Right on. Well, I really appreciate you being on the show today. When is your next show? When are you performing next?
This weekend, Memorial Day weekend, we are at the Blind Pig on Friday, a place called Woodfire Grill in Avon Lake on Saturday, and the Greenville Inn on Sunday, which is kind of the smaller places that we play. We probably won't be playing there for too much longer, but and then the weekend after that, we're in the Islands, and I believe June 8th, we're at the Boneyard on Mayfield Road, which is a great place to see our show, just because it has the stage and really kind of encompasses that whole Broadway big stage feel where we can really kind of do what we do best. So.
And your website is shelovesyourecords.com.
That's mine. DirtyLittleRockstars.com is the side project. And if you Google Robin Stone at all, you can find all that stuff fairly easily. So.
Are you still performing your own personal stuff, or is the Rockstars keeping you busy?
It's keeping me very busy. I have a few shows this summer. I might even be exaggerating. I might only have one or two, but I do have a couple. Sure. I mean,
I'm like hogging it all.
Oh, no, that's fine. It really is delicious. I mean, over the summer is really where I kind of get my inspiration to start doing these smoothies more, because it's hot and you don't really have that big of an appetite. And this is 12 times better than a popsicle or something like that. So.
It's I started using this Vitamix, and I swear I found myself sometimes using it 5 times a day. I'm driving this kid over here crazy, little Dana, and because I'll make him drink every concoction I got. I'm like, here, drink this.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Dad, another one, because I have gone through some experimentation phases.
Sure.
This last week, actually, I discovered the spinach and grape.
Okay.
Spinach and grape, and with soy milk, which I do the soy milk. And by the way, the almond milk is great. I didn't even tell the difference, really.
It's really good.
It's got the same, almost even maybe a little bit thinner consistency. I've put the nuts in there. You can even make peanut butter in this thing. But I hope you enjoyed doing this with me. And
I loved it.
really
Thank you so
appreciate
much for
it.
having me.
Once again, folks, if you're watching, go to the website. You can get free shipping on your Vitamix. Check out next week. We've got Kevin Richards from the Roots of American Music on. Really looking forward to his story. Robin, once again, it's been fabulous having you share all this good stuff with us.
Thank you.
And I know we're winding down here to time, and I'm trying to figure out how to do this. It's my first time. So
Cheers.
Congratulations on being my first guest. Another pilot. What other pilots did you do real quick?
Random Acts of Music.
Random Acts of Music was one. Now that's still going, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right on.
A songwriting, the Songwriters Jam pilot. I did the show pilot. I think this is
So you're not a
fourth.
stranger to being on people trying to do first time doing their show.
Sure.
Excellent. Chris, how are we looking there, bud? We're going to go to here a commercial. Right after next week, the week after that, we were going to have a vacation break already. I'm going on vacation. But also, when I come back from vacation, we'll have Diana Chichester on the show. And hope you can join us for those. Come back, see a Healthy Cleveland. Check out healthycleveland.com. And have a great day.